What's good, everybody? It's your boy Cal Griffin. You already know me, man. Today we got a goodie. Got Malcolm Grant, creator of that four-step. You know what I'm saying? If you don't know what that is, man, go check it out. The four-step. You know what I'm saying? He got the city buzzing, got the world buzzing really right now with this phenomenon, this move. You know what I'm saying? And we here. Mike was good. Gonna wait till everybody's on. Shout out the brands. Shout out to everybody on the check-in, man. Everybody who supports all things hoops and what we bring to the table. You know what I'm saying? It's like my baby right here. So, I like everything to be a certain way. But I really appreciate everybody for just lending the ear. People following, commenting. There go my guy right here, MG3. Let's get right into it. Send that through. Brooklyn, New York, Brooklyn.
Yo,
What up,
what up,
boy?
baby?
I'm chilling. How you, man?
Everything good, man. What's up?
Brooklyn, where you at, Brooklyn?
You already know what it is. I'm here.
Yeah. I know y'all heavy, man. I know how y'all be.
Right.
Word, what's going on with you, champ?
Everything good, man. Just chilling, staying out the way. How everything with you? You good?
Hey, man, that's my saying, man. Staying out the way, low profile.
Got to.
You know what I'm saying? Before we get into anything, man, I'd like to thank you for taking time out of your schedule to come and kick it with us real
It's
quick.
love, man. It's love. I
You know what I'm
appreciate you for
saying?
having me.
You got the not only the city buzzing, man, but you got global with it. You know what I'm
A
saying?
little bit, not yet, man. We trying to get there. God willing, man. God
Hey,
willing.
hey, hey, you using your resources and some of your, you know what I'm saying? Some of the places that you've been
Yeah.
to spread the word about what you're doing. We're
Facts.
gonna get into all of that though, but
Yeah.
before we get started, man, I'd like to definitely send a shout out to our sponsor for this platform, Soul Pack. Soul Pack is
Mm.
a bag company. They
Mm.
manufacture a real quality, high quality bag.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? I have two of the bags right here. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? These are some of the products that we working with right now.
I like that black
As
one. That black one's hard.
Yeah, you can actually put your kicks right in the side bags. That's actually
Mm.
the innovation that they brought to the table.
That's
You can put
fire.
your kicks right into the side of the bag. You don't have to mix with your regular stuff in your bag. So
Right.
definitely shout out to them and for powering this platform.
Yes,
Legends
sir.
talk, man. Legends talk, man. But yeah, man. MG3, man. Malcolm Grant. I
Yeah,
appreciate you, like I said, man, and we're gonna jump right into it if you don't mind, man.
I mean, I don't mind. Let me just say I appreciate you for having me, man. I've been watching what you're doing is super dope, man. So thanks for having me on, for real.
Nah, of course, man. Iron sharpens iron, man, and
Yeah, for sure.
ladies and gentlemen, this man needs no introduction. You may know him from Paul Robeson High School in Brooklyn. You know what I'm saying? You may even know him from Winchendon in Massachusetts, if you're paying attention.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Villanova, University of Miami, the Miami
Mm.
Hurricanes, and you know what I'm saying. If you really tuned in to the global game, you'll know him from there as well. But
Mm.
MG3, thank you again, man. Just to break the ice, man. I
Hmm.
do know you from Brooklyn.
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about how you were raised in Brooklyn in terms of the game. When did you
Mm.
start playing ball? When did you pick it up? And when did you get serious with it?
Well, like you said, I was born in Brooklyn, New York. I used to live in Ebbsfield, and I'm just from a basketball family, man. My father played, not nothing serious, but he played. He loved the game, and then my second oldest brother, Yadi, who passed in my senior year in college, he played basketball. I was too young to see him play. I didn't start seeing him play until I was older. He was playing in the parks. But my middle brother, LeVar Grant, he's the one I grew up on, man. I would watch his games in the house, and I was the baby, you know what I mean? And they was already in high school, so I didn't have anybody to play with. So my father had got us a Fisher Price hoop,
Yeah.
and I would just be in the house, and I would have his tape playing, and while his tape is playing, I'm emulating all his moves by myself. So I would throw the ball off the wall. That's like the teammate, you know what I mean? And I'm just
Yeah,
doing
yeah.
that in the crib, and that's how my imagination came about. And then I just remember asking my father all the time, like, let me play, let me play. Like, nah, you're not ready yet. You too little. I would always be with my moms all the time. I'm like, man, I'm tired of being with her. Like, I want to hang with my pops. I want to be with my
Yeah.
brothers. So he finally let me come to the park, which is Kingston Park in Brooklyn. This is, my park. And they was about to play a game, and they didn't have enough.
Mm.
And the guy came over. He was like, let your son play. We don't have enough. And I'm like,
Shorty.
Pop, please. Yeah, he like, yo, yeah, come play. And I'm like, Pop, please let me play. He like, nah, you ain't ready. I'm like, yo, I'm ready. And he let me play. And no lie, like the first play of the game, I got a steal, and I threw a no look. And this is my first time ever playing in a game.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
my pops was after the game. He was like, oh yeah, you ready?
yeah.
And then after that, that's how it started.
How old were you at that time?
Man, I want to say maybe like 7, maybe 7. Maybe like 7, I want to say. That was the first time I played in like a real game, like with a ref and all that. You
Yeah,
know what I'm
yeah.
saying? And I was shocked myself. I threw a no look. I'm like, wow, like this is crazy. But this is all from me just watching all the time because I'm a student of the game. And it just came as instant.
So 7-year old, you picked up the rock. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
Shortly after, you started playing.
right.
When did you actually, start really taking it serious in terms of, wanting to get better and, coming out every day and working?
Well, I always, like I said, I come from a basketball family. So I was always just playing. Like if I was playing in the house or I would go to the park, I'd be in the park all day long from the sun up to sundown, literally.
Yeah.
And I started taking it serious. I was in summer camp, and once again, just chilling. I'm playing, and we got like a gym class, and I'm destroying these kids, like just destroying them. It's nothing serious, but we like just playing around. But I'm like just better than them.
Right.
And it's a guy on his side. He like, yo, shorty, come here real quick. I'm like, what's up? He like, where you from? So I'm like, yo, I'm from Brooklyn. I live like around the corner. He like, what's your name? So I tell him my name. I tell him who my father and my brothers are. He like, I know them. He like, yo, you want to come to Riverside Church
Mm.
and try out? And the guy was Kenny Pretlow,
Yeah,
and
yeah, yeah, yeah.
he put me on, man. I never forget. He was like, yo, come to Riverside Saturday at whatever time, and from there, that's when it started. Like we was going up there. I made the team. I was like the youngest dude to make the team. I was playing older, and that's when I started taking it serious. Like, okay, like this is something I want to do for real.
Right, right. So they gave you your bag. They gave you
Yeah, you know the legendary bag, the
yeah,
blue
yeah,
bag with the gold writing, all that.
yeah.
Yeah, a lot of
Hey
people don't
man,
know about that bag.
hey man, hey. A lot of people wasn't making it back home with that
That's
bag, man.
yeah, that's a fact.
Hey,
That's a
that
fact.
hey that joint was better than the Gucci bag, man, at that
Man,
time.
listen. You had a Riverside Church bag. You was doing something.
Nah, absolutely, man. Shout out to everybody on the check-in too, man.
That's a
Everybody,
fact.
everybody on the check-in. I know BK is heavy in here right now,
You
so
already know what it is, man.
yes, sir. Yes, sir. But so now you're playing AAU. You got introduced to the AAU circuit. You're,
Right.
you're playing against people from around the city and
Mhm.
beyond at this point.
Right.
Yeah. Now with Riverside, it's
Mhm.
interesting because I definitely, what I'm saying, I'm a fan of yours as well, right? And I
Thank you.
I look at your lives as well. And
Mhm.
the other day, yes, I think it was yesterday actually. You had a live with Isaiah Whitehead.
Right. Right.
Right, right, and it was dope because
Thank you.
I actually got some information from both of y'all
Mm.
that both of y'all was supposed to be going to right, so y'all
Oh
actually
yeah,
wanted to
yeah.
go to
That's a
right.
fact. That's a fact.
Right,
That's a
right.
fact.
So what I'm saying, did that come through the Riverside circuit, and
Um. Go ahead.
and what happened with that?
Um. Like I said, like I've been around basketball my whole life, so
Right.
my father would take me to all the games, and I'm a huge Andre Barrett fan to this day. Like, love
Yeah.
Dre. And
Salute to Dre Barry.
facts. And my father would take me to the games. So one time he had a game at Fordham, but I didn't know he was Andre Barrett at the time.
Right.
And my middle brother, I was telling you about, LeVar Grant. We watching them warm up. And I didn't want to say nothing because I was young, but my brother said it first. He was like, yo, this dude is nice. So when he said it, I'm like, yo, I was saying the same thing. So when I seen him play, I just fell in love with his game. So that's where it started from. I wanted to be like Dre, so I wanted to go to Rice because of Dre. And we good?
That's real good.
Can you hear me,
Yeah.
bro?
Yeah, they trying to get at you. Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you.
Yeah, it's my brother, it's my man, my bad. And what I was saying?
About Dre Barrett.
Oh, right, Dre. So, like I said, I was playing for the church. I
Fordham.
was getting a little name. So I went to the Mo Hicks camp. Mo Hicks had a camp at Riverbank, and
Yeah.
Keedron Clark was my coach. And I was in there tearing it down, something serious, like tearing it down. But I'm young, but I'm
Yeah.
tearing it down. And
Shout out to Kiki.
right. And I had fell in love with Kiki and all them. And I was telling Kiki, like, yo, I wanna come to Rice. He was like, yo, Mo love you. He was like, yo, he like your game a lot. Like, I think you can come. So I'm like, I bet. So they used to have a tournament called Harlem World. And the plan was to go to Harlem World, see Mo, and tell him, like, yo, we want to come to Rice.
Right.
And to this day, I don't know why he would not speak to me, bro. Like, it was packed. It was packed. And I'm like, every time he walked by, I'm like, Coach, I want to talk to you. He's like, all right, cool. He keep walking by. I'm like trying to tap him. He just like brushing me off crazy for about an hour. So after a while, my pop's like, yo, we out. And
Yeah.
and that's what happened. And then in my senior year, we wound up playing them, and that's why I went off like that. That was part of the reason why I went off, because I remember that. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I wanted to go to Rice bad, man. I wanted to go to Rice bad.
Right. Shout out to Bucket Fan Global, my man Doyle.
Bucket fam, what up, baby?
Yeah. But now I'm saying in terms you wound up going to Robeson.
Right.
In Brooklyn, legendary, playing for the legendary Larry Major,
right,
and Todd Miles. Tell
right,
me about,
right.
How was it playing for those guys? And you know what I'm saying, like in terms of your development, how do you feel like they helped your game develop?
Well, first let me say rest in peace to Mage.
Definitely
and
rest in peace.
What was so dope about Mage was my older brother who passed away, Yadi. He actually played at Robeson. This was when they was in the B division.
Yeah.
And Todd Mount, when he was a senior, Todd was a freshman. So Todd was already familiar with me, my whole family.
Right.
And like I said, after I wanted to go to Rice, it didn't happen. What they used to do is when you was in junior high school in the 8th grade, they would give you a paper and you would have to put down like 5 schools you wanted to go to, like the top 5 schools.
Right.
So I had put Rice, Lockland, maybe Boys and Girls, and like Robe. And we was getting nervous because we didn't have nowhere to go. So my father wound up going to Robeson, and he was like, look, man, like, we don't have nowhere to go. Yadi went here. My son would like to come here and play for you. And he was like, man, what? He want to come here? And Mage was like, we would love to have him. Once he
They hitting my boy up, man. They seeing the interview. They want him to talk about.
my bad.
Nah. They
So
hitting you up.
yeah, I told him my bad. So I told him I wanted to come here. He said cool. So once he said cool, my 8th grade year, he let me start practicing with the team. So this is Gary Irvin's senior year. Mind you, I've been knowing Gary since I was like 6. He lived like right around the corner from me. So my 8th grade year, I'm practicing with the team. And this is Gary getting 40 and all that. And he's not taking it easy on me. You know what I mean? Like, he don't care I'm in the 8th grade, but he's preparing me for what's to come.
Right.
So I salute Gary for
should.
that. Right. I salute Gary for that, and I salute Coach Mage for that, because, he didn't have to do that for me. So I kind of had like a head start.
Right.
seeing what it was like in the 8th grade, you know what I mean? And then coming into my freshman year, it was definitely adjustment because now you're playing against dudes that's 17, 18 who've been playing in the league for some time now, you know what I mean? So it was an
Right.
adjustment, but once I got used to it, it was over, you know what I mean? And I started taking on from there.
So, I mean, it's no secret that you know what I'm saying, you definitely did your thing throughout your time, at the PSAL, in the
Mhm.
PSAL.
Mhm.
But your senior year is when you
Right.
really, you know what I'm saying, you really caught some eyes and got a
Right.
lot of attention. I
Right.
think you maybe averaged like 23 points a game, you know
Right.
what I'm saying, maybe three rebounds, two
Right.
assists,
Right.
and
Damn, them
and
assists
and
sound terrible.
hey, man, 23 points though, man.
Oh man,
Now I'm
that
just saying,
sound
that
bad.
it is what it is, man. And
Right.
at the end of the day, they awarded you with the PSAL Player of the Year. You know what
Right.
I'm saying?
Mhm.
Which is tough.
Mhm. Mhm.
How did that accomplishment feel? Given your all of the hard work you put up throughout your high school career.
Um, it was a great feeling, man. It was surreal because it let me know that all the hard work I put in paid off. And one of my biggest things was I wanted to make Maze proud, and I wanted to make my family proud, and I wanted to make Gary proud because it was a legacy at Robeson at that time.
Right.
Every year we was producing players, and we was known to be a point guard school, and Gary was the last one. So I remember my freshman year, it was talks around the school like, oh, he ain't Gary Irvin, he ain't ready. You know what I'm saying? So for me to hear that my freshman year and then my senior year is my show now. It
Right.
just let me know that if you stay patient, stay with it, and keep working, that things can turn around for you and can pay off. You could be successful.
No, absolutely, man, and at that time, it was very competitive in that league as
Oh
well.
my
So
God.
so you had some killers all around
Killers,
every
boys and
night.
girls, boys and girls was a rival. Canarsie used to give us hell. Like I said, we caught Rice. I had to punish them. I seen my bro E Sos in here. Sos, I love you. Um, that was a personal game because, like I said, Mo Hicks had did me dirty, and then, they was always comparing me and Edgar.
Yeah,
At that time it was, some rankings had Edgar one, some had me one,
yeah,
and they was, some people say Edgar was better, some say I was better. So that game, I wanted to prove I was the best guard in the city. You know what I'm saying? But
right.
they told me Edgar wasn't gonna be playing. So when I knew that, I seen him watching. And Edgar, I love you, bro. But my
Shout out to
mindset was
shout out to E Sosa too,
right.
man.
But my mindset was, okay, you gonna see what I had plans for you. This is what I was planning to do for you. You know what I'm saying? So that was my mindset coming into that game, and we wound up winning and beating them, and that was a big thing because Rice is always ranked high, a powerhouse,
Right.
and we wasn't the Robeson that we normally was. You know what I'm saying? So for us to beat them, that was definitely big for us.
Nah, that was huge, man, and you were also, given the accolade of making the regional Jordan Brand
Right,
Classic game, which
right.
was huge as well.
Super
Um,
dope.
that's that experience, man. Tell me about that experience and just being just around everybody and
Right.
yeah, like how did that go?
Well, um, Mike is the reason I started playing basketball. When I was young, when I was a kid, I would cry a lot. And it got to the point where the only way I would stop crying is my parents would put on Michael Jordan Come Fly With Me.
Mm.
And that's a legendary tape. And I remember all the music, the
Word.
beats, you know what I'm saying? So I loved Mike ever since then. So for me to play in his game and actually meet him, I have the picture and I actually posted it.
Right.
They got me in the back next to Mike, and I'm like one of the shortest dudes on the team. But I told everybody like I'm taking this pick next to Mike. You know what I'm saying? So for me to meet him, it was like a dream come true. And then
That's
playing on the
right.
Garden floor, I always wanted to play at the Garden, and to be able to play on the Garden, and my family was there and have a good game. It just let me know, man, that things that you dream of, it can come true.
Right, right. Now you graduated from Robeson,
Right.
and I'm saying, for whatever reason, your scores, you needed to improve on your scores. So you went
That damn
to
math, man. That math.
that math was important. Yeah,
That math used to kill me, man.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? And if it's kids that's in here listening, man, please
yeah.
take care of your business in the classroom. You know what I'm saying? It makes no sense to be nice on the court and you're not nice in the classroom. And where I messed up was, you know, me being a man in school and kind of having a big head, kind of doing whatever I want. I didn't take my senior year serious because, you know, if you have high grades, you don't have to get a high score on the SAT.
Right.
And I remember Maze telling me that, but like I said, me just being a man, I'm like, whatever. So what happened was, I didn't have high enough grades for the math, so I had to take the math, but I had to go to prep school. And that's
Mm-hmm.
kind of what reason why Scotty went to Nova. Because if I would have had my grades, I would have went right to Nova.
Mm.
But I had to go to prep school, and Nova didn't have anybody. Scotty was supposed to go to Oklahoma first.
Oklahoma, yeah, right,
And
right,
remember, his
right.
coach left. So that's how that happened. So anybody that's listening, man, you know what I'm saying? That just goes to show me not taking care of business. That kind of messed me up a little bit. So please, man, take care of your business in the classroom.
Nah, definitely, man. You know, salute that. Salute that. I mean, salute you for, for giving that word of advice to the kids, man.
Right.
I mean, you always been a dude that try to help out, help
For
the
sure.
kids first and foremost. Like,
Right.
so, all right. So now, you go to I mean, Winchendon is it was in the top division of the knapsack, and
Mm,
up there with like Cheshire and Maine Central.
right.
I also went to a prep school out there, so I kind of know the scenery out there a little
What
bit.
prep school you went to?
I went to Salisbury, actually. Salisbury, we were in the knapsack, but we were in the B division
Mm.
at the time when I was there. They actually moved up to
Mm.
the A division now, but
Mm.
we were in the B division, and I remember
Mm.
we made it to the chip. We made it to the chip when I was there one year, and I
Mm.
remember watching Winchendon play. Like I forgot who they played, but I always remember that name Winchendon because
Right. Right.
they was playing at the time when like Ricardo Greer was
Ooh.
at Maine.
Right.
I think he was at Cheshire.
Mm.
Ed Cota was at Maine Central.
Shout out to Ed Coder, another Brooklyn guard.
Yeah, yeah. Eric Barkley was out there, so it was
Brooklyn.
that knapsack was crazy.
Yeah.
Um, but all right, so now after I mean during your prep year,
Mm.
was what kind of schools were looking at you, and how did that go with recruiting and whatnot? I'm sure you had a bunch of schools already watching you
Right.
from Robeson, so
Right.
how did that transition over to your prep year?
Well, by that time, I already had committed to Villanova. Um,
Okay.
so, but my senior year, I don't remember all the schools, but St. John's was on me heavy. I originally committed to Seton Hall verbally. Um, what else I had? I had some A-10 schools, I think like Temple or something like that. But my big brother, he's in here right now. I remember him telling me, um, I wanted to go to St. John's, right? I wanted to go to St. John's because I told you it was the garden. I knew I was playing on the garden floor. But the only thing was, I was like, I was going to be home.
Right.
And the way I was raised, my parents were like extremely strict. You know what I mean? And I,
You wanted
you
some
know what I
time
mean?
for you.
I was like, yo, like, I need to get away, man. I need to
Yeah,
feel like,
yeah,
you know what I mean? Like a little
yeah,
man.
yeah, yeah,
So I
yeah. I
was
need the
like,
me time.
yeah, I got to go away, man. So, and I still to this day, I don't know why I did this, but I remember texting Norm Roberts. He was the coach at the time. He was on me heavy.
Mm.
And I had texted him maybe like a Monday. He was like, yo, what's up? How we looking? And I was like, yo, it's 90%. I'm coming to St. John's. By like Friday, it came out that I was going to Nova. He went off on me. Why would you do that? You just told me it was 90%. I'm like,
Yo,
coach,
what
my
happened,
bad, man.
MG? What happened to Seton Hall? I mean, you had committed. So what
Right.
happened there?
So what happened with that was, I always tell people in my family, my brothers played, but I'm the first one to take it the farthest. You know what I mean? So we was kind of learning on the fly. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And God bless my father heart and my brothers that tried to help me, but they didn't really know the game like that. So when we went to Seton Hall on a visit, you know, it was the red carpet. You know, they put me in the office. They showing me film. They got my pictures all over the place. They knew I loved Dre.
Yeah.
They was like, yo, we want you to be the next Dre and all that. So this is everything I want to hear. So after we done, they kind of put the pressure on, was like, so what you gonna do? But me not knowing, I don't have to commit right there. I
Right.
could have easily said like, yo, you know what I mean? Let me take some time with my family. I'll let you know. It was getting hot in there. It was getting hot. So I'm like, yo, I'm coming. Just like that. I ain't going no other visits or nothing.
Right.
Wilding. So I'm like, I'm coming. Right? So they was like, for real? So I signed right there. And I remember Tar was like, yo, what you doing? Like, you bugging. I'm like, man, it is what it is. And the reason I didn't stay, I think they had played Duke that year. And they got smacked badly on national television. It was at Duke. And they was already talking about Coach Orr losing his job. So after that game,
Oh, all
I
right.
think they fired him, if I'm not mistaken. Shout out to Coach Orr, man, showed much love. And once they fired him, I'm like, oh nah, I'm not going there. And
Yes.
that's why I decommitted from Seton Hall, and then that's how the Nova thing happened.
Right. Right. So now, you know, fast forward a little bit. You
Right,
at Nova. Um,
right.
is that the year that Corey Fisher was there?
It's me, Fish, Stokes, Antonio Pena was already there.
And yeah, he
And you
was
know
a
they was
monster.
and you know they was comparing us to Randy, Allen, and Cal.
Right.
And you know the reason I went there because they had just finished doing the 4-guard offense, and they had become very, very popular. I had knew C. Fish since we was young.
Right.
I had knew Stokes, Antonio Pena. We had played together at Riverside Church. So I'm like, yo, I'm going there with my brothers. It's lit. They doing the 4 guards. I'm going with them.
Right. Right.
And like I said, my brother that's in here, Brooklyn Diggs, he was like, yo, do not go there, man. There's too many guards. Like,
Yeah.
you don't need to go there. Where you going to play at? Where you going to shoot at? You know what I'm saying? And I'm
Right.
like, nah, I'm going.
I'm
I'm
going.
going. I'm going. Like, it's lit. I'm going. It's Big East. It's Nova. Jay Wright
Right.
saying he going to let me dance. I'm going. And I committed, man. And to this day, I wish things would have worked out, man, because we'd have been special, man. Me and C Fish for sure in the backcourt.
Right. Right. I mean, unfortunately, you know, it didn't work out. But at the end of your at the end, like towards the end of the season,
Right.
I think Jay Wright actually kind of like stopped playing you altogether. Like, you know what I'm saying?
It was
And
before
it was
that, bro.
messy. It was messy out there.
Yo, to be honest, to this day, I still don't know why he stopped playing me. But I'm super competitive. I've always been competitive, and I remember going there. You know, I had a name, but it wasn't like C Fish and Stokes. Stokes was All American.
Right.
Fish was the Jordan National. Everybody know who C Fish. He had the game against OJ on TV and all that. So I was kind of like you know what I mean?
Right. Right. Right.
And I just remember being on campus, nobody really knowing who I was. And I would never forget, it was media day, right? It was media day, and the reporter came over. He was like, we want all the freshmen. So me, Fish, and Stokes, we like, oh yeah, we about to get a crazy write-up. So we start walking with the reporter. The reporter goes, nah, not you, Malcolm. We just need the 2 Corys. I'm like, oh, wow. He just violated me
Word.
crazy. Like, oh, you serious? Like, you for real?
Word. Okay.
So I made a mental note. I'm like, all right,
Right.
he going to pay for that. And then, like I said, we would have like little practices with fans there. Nobody really knew who I was. Everything was C Fish, C Stokes, Scotty, and this and that. So I'm just
Right.
making mental notes. So our first game, we played Stony Brook. I had 16. I came right out performing. Then we had the LSU game that everybody know about.
Right.
We had the Pittsburgh game. You know what I'm saying? So I had a chip on my shoulder. And then I'm proving every time, like, yo, I belong here. I'm performing when you let me play. And from my knowledge, politics just got in the way, man. You know, politics is real. And like I said, Robeson wasn't the Robeson of the past. And
Right.
Jay Wright was never going to come back to Robeson and recruit again. And that's just no diss to anybody that played after me. But, you know, it is what it is. He was going to recruit at St. Pat's again. He was going to recruit at St. Benedict's. So it was kind of like, yo, you got to bite this bullet.
Yeah, yeah.
And I
Now I
was like,
peeped
yo,
the
I ain't with it.
I had peeped the skit that you did,
Yeah,
the J Ray skit. That was
yeah,
mad funny, man. Yo, I must say that you kind of say that yo, I'm the one of the most talented, you know what I'm saying, dudes out there, you know what I'm saying,
appreciate.
you know what I'm saying, from I mean, you pretty much acting to, you know what I'm saying, to
Right.
comedy skits, and you know what I'm
Thank
saying.
you,
I know
bro.
you deal with the music. You know what I'm
Right,
saying? You heavy in the basketball world still. You know what I'm saying?
right.
You're giving back. So salute to you, man, with
Thank you,
everything
man.
that you're doing and everything that you're gonna do.
Thank you.
So now, like, no doubt, man. Yeah, in terms of the you transfer
Right.
in '08,
Mhm.
about April of '08, you transferred to the University of Miami.
Right.
Now I think that came about when you guys actually played Miami, and I think you might have killed them. You might have killed them maybe, like, I don't know, 10, 12, 14 straight points or something to come back and bury them. And that's what actually got the coach at Miami on your radar. Is that true, or
Well,
how did
that's
they get on
that's
your radar?
well, that's Coach L. That's when Coach L came. But um, before him, Coach Hafe was my coach, and you just reminded me they was one of the schools that was recruiting me my senior year. So
Okay,
what happened was when I let the word out that I was transferring from Nova, they open up your recruitment again, and then schools can talk to you.
right,
So by this time, I had some good film, the games that I did play, and I had some big schools. I remember Kentucky was calling me, but I didn't want to go through the same thing again. And I
yeah,
knew if I went to Kentucky, it was going to be the same thing, the politics. I'm like, nah, I'm cool on that. Michigan was calling. I could have went to Rhode Island with my brother Delroy James, one of my best friends, and I regret that because that would have been something special. But Miami came calling. I went on a visit. It's Miami. You know how it go. If you've been to Miami, I'm sure you have. And the people that's been to
yeah,
Miami is different. Like it's just a different lifestyle. So and it would have been perfect because Jack McClinton, it was going to be his senior year. You know what I mean? And at that time, Eddie Wheels was the point guard. And I remember the coach saying, like, yo, listen, we want you to be the point guard. We want to put the ball in your hands. That's what I wanted. And it was the ACC. I
right,
just
right,
came from the
big time,
Big East. ACC is another top-notch conference. So I'm like, let's do it.
right.
You know what
Now,
I mean?
just
And that's how that happened.
piggybacking off of what you just said right there, like, you know what I'm saying, you started off in the Big East.
Hmm.
You're transferring to, the ACC, which are
Right.
two of the biggest conferences, in the world, pretty much,
Hmm.
right?
Hmm.
So tell me, like, what's the biggest difference between the two? Because a lot of people say, one of the others more physical, or whatever the case may be. What are the two? What's the biggest difference between both of those conferences?
That's a great question.
Because you
At
played
that
both.
time, right? At that time, the Big East was super, super physical. It was different. Pittsburgh,
Yeah.
uh, Sam Young, DeJuan Blair, Levance Fields,
Mm.
um, who else? Who else? Playing West Virginia, UConn. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? The Big East was more physical, and the ACC was more like, I guess I could say finesse, and more like up and down a little bit.
Right.
If I had to say that was the difference, you know what I mean? But I just looked at it as basketball is basketball on any
Right.
level. You know what I mean? All you have to do is have extreme confidence, be in the right situation, and you're going to flourish.
Right. So, due to NCAA rules, transfer rules, you sat out that
Right.
that first season.
Tough.
And how did that feel to be there, going through that whole situation, the transfer, and be somewhere now you have to sit out and watch? Like, how did that
Mm.
feel? Like, going through it.
Um, that's one of the toughest things I ever had to do, man, because I've been playing the game since I was 4 years old.
Right.
So to be playing the game that long and then have it taken away from you, it's extremely tough. And then you at the home games, the fans is there, everybody want to see you play. They've been hearing about you. You can't play. But this one, it really hit me. They had a preseason tournament. They went to Maui, I believe. They had played UConn and them out there, and I couldn't travel. And I remember meeting them at the office. We had practice and all that, and then watching them get on the bus to leave. And I was the only one. Like I was left back. I'm like, oh, this is crazy. Like this is for real. Like you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's crazy.
And I remember Jack McClinton. Shout out to him. He had to do the same thing. He transferred from Siena. And I asked him, I was like, yo, bro, like, this is tough, man. How did you do it? And I'll never forget, he told me, stay in the gym and the time will go by like this. And that's what I did. I was always in the gym, just always in the gym, working on my game, making sure I'm producing in practice, staying ready. And before I knew it, the season was over, and it was my time.
Yeah, that's tough, man. I couldn't even imagine, like, doing something that you love and then being hosted like that, and you just watching from the outside looking in, like, you know what I'm
Tough,
saying?
man. You watching games, you know you could help.
Right,
You know what I'm saying? I'm like, oh, I know I could help here. I could do this.
Oh, I would have hit him with, I would
I
have hit
would
him
have
with the
four-stepped
right
him
there.
right here. The crowd would have went crazy right here. Like, I'm thinking about all this.
I would have hit him with the four-step right here.
Right. We playing North Carolina, Danny Green, Todd Lawson. I'm like, oh, I would have been right at Todd right here. You know what I'm saying? So all of that came into effect, man. It was tough, man. But once again, all of these things are things that helped me grow into the person I am today.
Absolutely, man. And now I'm saying, like, your second season at Miami, it seemed like you got real, you got comfortable. You know what I'm saying? You got comfortable.
Right.
You started really producing, and you started ringing some bells and whatnot, right?
Right.
Was it more so, you working on your craft, or just kind of, was it like just just getting the opportunity, or was it like you really putting in this work and trying to get better, or was it just something that you would you got your chance to shine now?
So once again, like I said, I use everything as motivation. After my sit out year, like I said, I'm being told the ball is in my hands, and it's gonna be my show. So, once again, politics come into play. And this is not to down anybody or, I'm not trying to play anybody. It's just my story. It's still love with everybody, but, these are just the facts or whatever. So, now at this time, Durant Scott coming, my brother. He's the highest recruit ever in the school history at this time. So, you know how that go. I'm pretty sure he telling them, like, yo, listen, if I come here, this how I got to be, this and that. Who knows? I'm just assuming whatever.
Right.
So we have 2 preseason games, nothing serious. After the game, Frank Hay pulls me in the office. He like, yo, we think it's best if Durant starts at the 1 and you come off the bench. I'm like, what? Now you just told me it's gonna be my show. I done sat out a whole season. Yo. Yeah, you
right. I done transferred.
Right. I done transferred. You see what I could do. So you tell me this. So I'm like, all right, cool. So now I'm heated. But Durant is having a hell of a year. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, yo, I kind of got to eat it. Even though I know I'm more of a point guard, a lot of time coaches think because a player can shoot, they can't play point guard. So that's been one of the things that's always frustrated me. It's like, just because I can shoot don't mean I can't run a team. I've been playing point my whole life.
A misconception.
You know what I mean? So that was a thing. So, I was coming off the bench. I was having a solid year my first year. And after that year, we had lost to Duke in the ACC tournament. And I had a good game. I had 17, but everything was about Durant and Reggie.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, these 2 are the main guys. Look out for Miami. And I just use it as, okay, they sleeping on me. So this is your time to prove them wrong. So that whole summer, I lost weight. I changed my eating habits. I was in the gym more, twice a day. And my junior year, that's when I took off because I had motivation and I wanted to prove these people wrong. Like, yo, listen, you're going to mention me too. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm a part of this as well. I ain't putting all this work in not to be, mentioned and be one of the best players. So that was the driving factor behind me having that good year my junior year.
It's tough, man. And, I mean, ups and downs happen,
Right.
and like you said, it develops you into the person that you are today.
For sure.
Now, speaking on that,
Hmm.
your senior year, you were faced with some personal tragedies
Right.
that really tested your will,
Right.
tested your just everything you got.
Right.
Can you just touch on, like, really briefly,
Right.
um, you know, how those personal tragedies kind of hit you at that time, and what kind of toll it took, in terms of your game, and
Hmm.
just like emotionally,
Right.
because it's not easy.
Right. Excuse me. So, um, after having that year, my junior year, third team All ACC, I'm coming into my senior year. I'm preseason first team. They know who I am now.
Right,
Beginning of the season, I'm playing very well, and out of nowhere, um, we playing in North Carolina, and my family is there at a shoot around, and coach is like, your family's here, they want to talk to you. So anybody that knows, when you play in college, if you have a shoot around, especially on the road, if your family is there, that's kind of like a, shoot around is a no. You know what I'm saying?
right.
So that kind of was like off to me.
What's going on?
Right, like, you know what I mean? But I ain't really paying attention to it. So I'm like, oh, okay, cool. I'm in North Carolina. My family is from North Carolina, so they just probably here to say what's up. So they like, they in the back. So I go in the back. I'm happy to see him. What's up, what's going on? But nobody really smiling. You know what I'm saying? So they like, yo, you want to sit down? So I sit down, and they like, last night your brother died. And I'm like, what? Like, you serious? You know what I'm saying? And
Mhm.
it just hit me crazy because, we all deal with death, but in my personal experience, when I've dealt with death, there's always like an older uncle,
Right, right,
or, you know what I'm saying? It's never that close. It's like
right,
someone that's like older in age or whatever, you know what I mean? So, for them to tell me my brother died, that was, it just, it shook me, man. I was like, wow, you know what I'm saying? And it took a huge toll on me because that was my boy, man. And if I remember, we wasn't really on the best of terms. You know what I'm saying? Nothing like serious, but I think he was
yeah,
kind of telling me like, yo, you need to be doing this more. And I'm like, yo, it's easy for you to say that,
yeah,
but you're
yeah,
not really
yeah,
in my shoes. You know what I'm saying? So it
yeah,
was kind of like one of those things. So for them to tell me that, it was like, wow, this is crazy.
right,
And it took a huge toll on my game, man. If you look at the numbers, like they dropped drastically.
right,
I couldn't shake it. I couldn't shake it, man, because I couldn't believe that my brother was gone. And shout out to Coach L. He came up to the funeral. Um, and I remember him driving somewhere. He would call me to check on me all the time. And he pulled over. He pulled over and was like, he talked to me for like 2 hours. You know what I'm saying? He was on the highway. He pulled over and talked to me for like 2 hours trying to get me right mentally.
yeah,
And it took me a long time, but by the time I had got back to a good space, the team was already moving and grooving.
right.
So I had to kind of like fit in, you know what I mean, where I get in that. And that took a huge toll on my senior year as far as like my stock and, the where I wanted to go. You know what I'm
No,
saying?
of course, man. And may you rest in peace, man. And
Appreciate
you
it.
know, what I'm saying, I definitely wanted to kind of tiptoe around that one, but I know that
Yeah,
that he was, that moment, it was a very important moment in your
right,
development.
right.
And what I'm saying, definitely salute to your family, and may you rest in peace, man.
Thank you.
Now, after this happened, like you said, your numbers went down a little bit, and
Right,
for good reason.
right.
But now, at any point were you thinking about NBA? You can hear me?
At, yeah, I hear you.
Yeah. Were you ever, at your level of play,
Right.
were you ever thinking about NBA, or was it, like, yo, maybe I could go overseas, and do something? What was your mindset like?
Um, I try to be realistic as possible, and I already knew like as far as me getting drafted was out of the question. So I kind of figured if I could get in some workouts, I knew I could impress some people because of just, my personality as far as on the court. I'm vocal. Um, I'm a leader, and just my off of skill and talent, I know what I can do. You know what I
Right.
mean? And once again, me not really having nobody to take me under the wing and be like, yo, this how this go. I'm gonna
Right.
help you
Right.
get the right agent, this and that. You know what I mean? Shout out to my big homie Anton, Foxy Brown's older
Yeah.
brother.
Yeah.
He was trying to help me, but it was hard because I was in Miami and he was in New York. So it's kind of like he's calling me,
Right.
yo, take a look at this guy. It's different if we face to face and we could, you know what I mean?
No, absolutely.
And I remember signing with Inner Performances, and he was just saying like, we're gonna try to get you some NBA workouts, but more than likely it's gonna be overseas. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And I wasn't able to get any NBA workouts, and he wound up getting me my first gig in Cyprus.
Right. Right. No, that's tough, man. And now, you know what I'm saying, you're a professional now. You know what I'm
Right,
saying, in terms
right,
of having to do everything on your own. You know what I'm saying? You pretty much you're a big boy now. You in the
right,
big leagues. You know what I'm
right.
saying, in terms of your game. Shout out to Zay Whitehead, man, on the check-in,
Zay, what up, boy?
or my man Chris Williams as well. But now, all right. So like, you know what I'm saying, like before we get it, move any further, man. I
Right.
like to ask you because about this move, man. You know what I'm saying? You got the world going crazy right now. You
Mm,
got the internet buzzing.
mm.
The 4-step, man. Tell me when you developed this, or was it you that developed it? Did you you know what I'm saying? Did you take it from
Right.
somebody else? How did that come about? And around what time was this? Like, was it in college, high school, what?
Um, Damn. I want to say maybe like 13, 14, maybe around that area, around them numbers.
Yeah,
Um, like I said, my parents were strict, so I couldn't really go nowhere, nothing like that. So, I was outside with one of my best friends, Bronson Patrick, who played at Van Arsdale. Still one of my best friends to this day. And I couldn't leave the block. I had to be outside. I had to be where my parents could see me,
right,
all
right.
of that. So we outside, and my cousin, he had lived across the street from where I lived. So we in front of his building, me, my cousin, and my friend Bronson Patrick. We just outside dribbling. This is when you shooting in the garbage can and all of that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And at that time, the popular move was the two step.
Yeah, I remember
Anybody
that
that,
joint.
what I'm saying, it
Yeah.
was the two step. So we was just outside dribbling doing the two step. So my man Bronson was like, "Yo, it'd be crazy if you do the two step and bring it back and do this, right?"
Yo, hold on real quick. MG,
Yeah,
yo. That 2-step move were already crazy, right? So
lethal,
so now when I'm looking at the video when I first see it,
right,
oh, like I'm like, nah, it looks simple, but I'm like, yo,
right,
you really catching dudes with this joint though, like.
yeah.
But my bad, go ahead, my
Now you
fault.
good, you good. So yeah, so he like, yo, it'd be crazy if you do the two step, then you do this and bring it back. I'm like, yo, that's type crazy, right? So we doing it, we outside dribbling. I'm working on it, and then legend has it, my little brother Ronique, he said the first person I hit with it was Tiny Morton in the gym, in the Mickey gym. We was going to a tournament, but we had practice. And Tiny was, just messing around with us. We was like playing 1-on-1.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yo, I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna see if it worked. And I did it and shook Tiny out of his drawers. Everybody
Shout out
went
to Tiny,
crazy.
man.
Shout out to Tiny Morton, the big homie. And I shook him crazy, and everybody in the gym was like, yo, what is that?
Right, right.
I'm like, yo, that's the 4-step. And then everywhere I went, I would just do it. I remember doing it in camp, and one of my coaches was like, yo, what the hell is that? I'm like, yo, that's the 4-step, man. And it just became something on its own. Like I just would do it everywhere.
Right.
And you see the footage. Like I'm doing it in 5-star. I'm doing it in real games, man. And that's what I'm teaching people. It's not just a street ball move. It's an actual move where you can get
Right.
distance. You can get your defender off balance to attack. You know what I mean? So this is something that I want to push, and I'm trying to get it on the Shamgar level or even higher. You know what I mean? I look at him as an inspiration in all the things that he's doing. He got
Right.
his own shoe. You know what I mean? So if I can take it to that level or beyond that and inspire someone else, that's what I'm trying to do.
Nah, you definitely on your way, man. Cause you know what I'm saying, like that 4 step, man. I tell you, brother, like yo,
Thank you, man.
you got kids. You know what I'm saying, sending in videos from around the world, man. That's
Right,
very, very inspirational. You know, in terms of just helping the kids out, man. You know what I'm
right,
saying, and
right. That's what it's about.
you know, highly respect that, man.
Thank you.
Now tell me, you know what I'm saying, you had a number of different stops
Right,
overseas, right?
right, right,
Several different stops overseas.
right.
Which one was your favorite and why?
Oh. See, it's tricky with me. You know what I mean? Like, um, like I've been through a lot of things, right? And
Yeah,
I believe I'm going through it because it's for me to help someone else that's coming after me so they can learn from my mistakes.
right,
And with me overseas, and for anybody that's listening, these are the things that you have to expect. Overseas is extremely different. You know what I mean? It's a grind, and it's a lot that goes into it. You know what I mean? Sometimes you may get with a team where, you know, they expect you to perform at a high level. If you have one bad game, they may not pay you for months.
right.
You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
yeah. I heard about all the trouble,
You
trials, and
you
tribulations of the
you know what I
overseas.
mean? You don't get paid for months, or they work you to death, and they don't have the proper rehab facilities where you have a small thing like an ice bath or even ice. You know what I mean?
Wow,
I had a trainer tell me you getting too much treatment. And I'm like, but y'all killing us. You know what I'm saying?
they're only
If you're gonna
giving me
kill us,
ice packs, though.
you know what I mean? Y'all killing us, but you ain't taking care of us. So to answer your question, I loved Australia. Australia was beautiful. The weather was beautiful. It was a great league. Got a chance to play against my big brother, Gary Irvin. That was like a dream come true. I played against one of my arch nemesis, Johnny Flynn.
Mm,
Um, Lithuania, my first time was really good because that's when I was really starting to make a name overseas. I was showing people I can play point guard. I can score and run the team. If anybody knows who's watching, if you play overseas, they have different leagues. You play in your league, then you have like Euro League, Euro Cup, FIBA Cup. We was in FIBA Cup. We wasn't supposed to get the FIBA Cup, and we had went to the next round. I'm playing extremely well, having big games. Big teams are looking at me. So as far as basketball wise, I would have to say Lithuania. But as far as like living and all that, probably Australia.
right. That's dope. Like
Mm.
you and G Irving actually played for the same team that
The same team, LaMelo.
LaMelo Ball actually
Right,
went out there and played with.
right.
Yeah,
Wollongong Hawks.
right. So now you still active, right? You still actively
Yeah,
playing.
right.
Um, Now in terms of when the ball stops bouncing, you know what I'm saying,
Mhm,
at whatever point that is for
mhm,
you.
mhm.
What's next for Malcolm Grant, and you know what I'm saying, where do you see your life taking you, and what direction?
To be honest with you, man, I'm trying to change the world, man, and that may sound far fetched, but I'm just trying to do my part. With so much going on in the world, we see what's going on. You know what I mean? I'm just trying to be a shining light, and that's part of the reason I'm doing the 4 step and having these people come on live, just to try to give some type of positivity and spread love. You know what I mean? So, I would like to inspire the world, and
Right.
like you said, I'm trying to do that with the move. Um, I want to go into coaching. I've had the opportunity to coach. A great feeling just to be able to teach the game, and one of my young boys is in here, TK. Um, just being able to share the knowledge that I got from the game and see them actually learn and do the things that I'm teaching them. It's a great feeling, man. And
Yeah.
not only just basketball wise, a lot of these kids don't have father figures or positive role models. You know what I mean? So
Absolutely.
me growing up in the ghetto and in the environment I come from, I can relate to them. I know all the things that they're going through, the pressures of wanting to make it and be successful. So they can talk to me about things off the court. You know what I mean? So just I want to go into coaching. I would like to expand my brand with the 4 step, my clothing brand Confidence. I want to
Hmm.
open up a barbershop. A lot of things, man. It's a
Yeah.
lot of things I want to do, but that's some of the things that I have my mind on.
No, that's what's up, man. That's big. That's big time, man. I know, in terms of you in the music as well. Like I didn't
Yeah,
know that. A lot of people say they got bars, and
yeah,
they don't really be having bars. But you know what I'm saying, when I actually heard you, you actually had a little bit of a makeshift battle yourself on who's the best. I don't know if, I'm saying we ain't gonna say his name right now because
yeah.
I don't even know the name, but
Mm,
I just remembered the bars you were spitting. And I was like,
yeah.
yo, hold on, he's kind of tough. He's kind of
Mm,
tough right now. Like
mm.
that was dope, man. Like
Appreciate it.
in terms of the music though, like is this something that you work at, you practice, or is this something that just comes natural for you?
Um, I've always been into music since I was young. Like my father brought me up on the Temptations, Stevie Wonder, Marvin Gaye, all of that. So
Yeah, yeah,
I just love music, and I have a good ear. What I mean, I can hear things, and all my brothers rap. And like I said, my brother who's in here right now, Brooklyn Diggs, extremely nice. Like he's extremely nice. And I remember um we was living in on Dean Street, and he had like a little studio thing, and he was rapping then. And I remember like hearing him rapping like, yo, I want to try this. And I remember him helping me like, yo, you got to catch the beat like this. You got to rap in these pockets. You know what I
yeah,
mean? And I remember I had did a song, and it was about Malcolm X. But the way I did it, I was telling a story, but I wasn't saying it was about him. I was just giving the clues. And I remember like, yo, like I can be all right at this if I work at it. You know what I'm saying? And just listening to music, listening to my brother, listening to Jay-Z, Biggie, Nas, seeing how they rap, how they flow, put words
right.
together. And over time I just improved, man, and now I you know what I mean, I get busy.
Yeah, yeah, I see, man. I see. I'm about to ask you for some bars, man. You got
Nah,
any
don't
for
do
the
me like
people?
that. I ain't got nothing on the spot, man. But anybody that's watching, if you go on my page, I just did a freestyle on there where I'm acting like I'm on Flex, and I'm basically talking about what's going on in the world a little bit. And
Yeah.
one of the bars I said was hold on, I said um if that's your brother, he's supposed to have your back. If you kneel and he don't kneel, then that shit is all cap.
Yeah, yeah,
You
yeah.
know
I
what I
dig
mean? So
that.
I'm playing with the cap. You know what I mean? So
Yeah,
just little things like that. I get
yeah,
busy a
yeah.
little bit. I ain't got nothing
That's
on
a
the spot, but
triple entendre right there,
yeah,
man. For
yeah,
those.
like you know what I'm saying. But I love doing music because it's another way for me to tell my story, and I want to talk about something. With a lot of times with these guys in music, it's the same thing. It's jewelry, it's women, it's clothes. I want to have some type of message. You know what I mean? So that's why I love making music.
A MG3, man. Yo, I highly respect you, brother.
Same
I
here,
see you
man.
from your ball game to to what you're doing with your clothing line to how you helping the kids learn to move. You telling them
Mm.
clear out, I got one. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
yeah,
Like, yo,
yeah,
all of that,
yeah.
man. Like, highly salute everything you're doing. You know
My
what I'm saying? If
God,
there's
man.
anything I could do, for to help you out in any way,
Mm.
please don't hesitate, man, to reach out and
Thank
you know what
you.
I'm saying, and let me know. But yeah, man, I'd like to thank you. Thank
Thank you, man.
everybody that came through on the check-in.
Mm.
I appreciate everybody, coming through, checking out what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? Definitely go follow MG3. You know what I'm saying? Follow the four step. You know
Mm.
what I'm saying? Go cop that confidence. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And that's about it, man. And we're gonna leave it at that. But again, man, thank you. And we could definitely get a part two, part three
Yes, sir. I'm
going.
with
You
it,
know what I'm
man.
saying?
I'm with it. I'm with it. Like, I want to say once again, thank you for allowing me to come on here and just share my story. And the platform you have is dope. It's beautiful, and it's something positive, man. And once again, I just want to keep telling everybody we have to start sharing more love to each other. You know what I mean? One thing I'm big on that I'm emphasizing is changing the narrative. And what I mean by that is us as a people, we've been brainwashed for so long, and it's time to change that. What's going on? It's okay to show love to one another. It's
Right,
okay to
right.
say I'm sorry. You were right. I was wrong. You know what I mean? It's
Absolutely.
okay to support. It's okay to support your brother or your sister. You know what I mean? So what you're doing is positive. Thank you once again for having me on here. Keep going, man. Much love and
Yo,
salute.
salute, brother. 10 seconds, man. But
My guy.
that confidence, man. Yo, Mike Larry, I'm gonna send you the link, man.
Yes, sir. Yes,
All
sir.
right, bro.